Okay, let's just go talk to Isabel. Let's actually talk to Gun Show here. Duncan, hello. You enter Wu's cabin to find him moving through some sort of stretching routine. His muscles ripple as he flows tranquilly from one pose to the next. You look different, Big. Oh, do I? I look older, right? Yeah, like I flipped forward a few chapters instead of turning a page. I mean, you look like you just... not the you I knew. Yeah, I get it. You're you too, just a lot leaner. Who looks down at his torso, chuckles. Yeah, remember how Lockjaw used to make fun of my guts? He used to call me Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, the ship reacted to that. He smiles. His teeth are perfect. I guess I got tired of that whole running out of energy walking upstairs thing. Plus, I needed to slim down to get into the academy. Once I got off my ass and started exercising, you know, really exercising, I found out that I loved it. It's the focus, I guess. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to talk to anyone. All I have to do is concentrate on my form and count my reps. And no matter what happens after that, I've started my day by accomplishing something. So what about you? How are you doing? Good, actually... Actually, wait. About how you... About as much as good as how you would expect. I've been better. Well, I gotta tell you, you're good at running this crew, Big. There's something I still don't completely understand. Picks up an ammo box and begins using it like a dumbbell. What do you get out of being a Shadowrunner? In their words, freedom, yeah. I'm not a cog in the corporate machine. Sure you're not, chuckles to himself. Come on, Big, think. Of course you're a cog. Everyone's a cog. Whether you're working for them, consuming their crap, getting brainwashed by news media that they control, voting for the people that they put in front of you, or being policed by people that they own, you're a cog. And you're the lowest kind of cog. Hey, screw you. A Shadowrunner, a disposable asset, sinless, slithering through the cracks of society, doing jobs that are too dirty for the corps to do themselves. You don't even appear on a corporate balance sheet. Well, you make it sound so unglamorous. Oh, I never said we didn't get to dress well. If you're gonna be someone's disposable asset, you might as well go out in style. Who watches you, waiting for you to say something? Oh, you're thinking about getting chromed up? With Cyber? Shakes his head. Oh my god, how many times are you gonna ask me that? Well, at least a couple dozen more times. You have the best reactions. Wall grins. His teeth are blindingly white. I told you one time I was thinking about it when I was 13. Let it go. I'm not gonna pollute my body with that shit, you? Oh, because I'm an adept. I'm not gonna get cybered up. I mean, I am gonna cyber myself up a little bit. I have a super cyber clause, which I'm not using anymore. Yeah, I'm saving up for something. No judgment here. You don't put too much of that shit on your body. Just don't put too much of that shit on your body. I've heard stories about folks who went too far with it. Lost some of themselves. I want to talk about you and me. He rests his eyes on you a moment, his face neutral. Yeah. I guess now's a good time as any. You start. You're not really acting like Duncan Wu. Like the Duncan Wu that I grew up with. What made you decide to become a cop? I knew the structure. Bad. You know that better than anyone. I was already hardcore when we met, Mr. Ultraviolence. I'd do anything to get a rise out of the guys I was rolling with. Gouging eyes, inverting knees, curb stomping. That shit got me cheers. I was like a pit fighter, bloodletting for the crowd, and I learned to enjoy it. But I never learned how to block out the memories of her screams when I was lying in bed at night. The goat started eating me alive. And then I was scared to be alone with my thoughts, so I tried to drown them out with all the things that you drown things out with. How bad was it? He lowers his head sadly. Pretty nasty. But it was before we met, when we squatted together, and later when we were living with Ray. I was still a violent son of a bitch, but basically under control. That was because of you, Fist. You were the voice of reason, and the brains. Hey, I'm not sure, I'm not very good brains. Don't pretend you weren't the leader. You know how it was. When we ran the streets together, I was the muscle and you called the shots. You pointed and I hit. But later, after Ray got me some counseling, I realized I let you call the shots so that I wouldn't have to, because I knew that what I wanted was wrong. By following your lead, I was deflecting my own guilt onto you. I could just knock heads and walk away clean, you know? Don't look at me, I'm just doing what I'm told. And then you left. Without you there, I knew that I was in serious trouble. Poster boy for anger management issues. Raymond could provide a stable environment, a decent therapist, and money for prescriptions, but you know Raymond, he's an egghead engineer with a philanthropic streak, not a drill sergeant. And a drill sergeant was what I needed. I needed structure and discipline in a way that he couldn't offer me. I needed a cage to keep myself in line. So I found myself a cage made of rules and procedures and training. Lone Star. Raymond helped me with my application and provided a decent character reference. I got in and it helped a lot. Lone Star got me where I needed to be, and now it's all gone, and you're back. Well, it seems like Carter's death hit you pretty bad, huh? Who continues stretching? Yeah, she was a good one. We are a real team. Joining Lone Star helped me in all sorts of important ways, no doubt about it. I really embraced being a cop. I studied my ass off, but no matter how hard I worked, I was never more than a mortal cop with a brutal streak. There were plenty of assignments that were perfect for a big, mean orc like me. Assignments that would have fed my need to hurt people. But I met Carter about a year in, and she changed things. She talked about values and goals and priorities and constructing the life that you want to live. She was a real trip. That sounds like a good woman. She was a cop, a partner, a mentor, and a serious badass when she needed to be. But yeah, she was a good person too. She kept me focused. When Raymond asked me to meet him in Hong Kong, I had a feeling I was going to wind up going off the reservation if I didn't bring Carter along. And now she's gone, and here I am. Well, I say that you honor her memory by showing her how much you've learned. Wu's mouth drops open and then curves into a grin. He shakes his head and still smiling. I'm sorry, did Big Fist just give me a sage advice? Sounds like you did some growing up of your own. Okay, so you've been waiting a long time to ask me about the night I left, haven't you? Wu chuckles and hooks his thumbs in his bow. I guess I have, yeah. It's about what you were doing before you got thrown into that corp facility. You said that you had a friend who was in a bind, but that was all you could say. How did it go? Yeah, it went fine actually. It was cakewalk. Nothing to talk about. Whatever you say, Big. Do you ever think about when we were kids? He begins moving through some sort of pattern. Might be Tai Chi. I try not to. What are you talking about exactly? The time before we moved in with Raymond and Mrs. Maloney. Oh, the dark times. We're not exactly talking about an idyllic youth here, Big. Sleeping in dumpsters, running from ghouls, fighting over straps. Wu stops moving, drifts up for a moment, and defending your territory. If we hadn't found that spot in the abandoned building, and Lockjaw, and Double Tray, we probably wouldn't be here. So weird to think about that now. I mean, you realize they were teenagers, right? Younger than Gobbet. They felt so old back then, but Lockjaw couldn't have been more than 17, tops. And Double Tray was only 13 when... Wu pauses again, lost in thought. Why were you thinking about back then? I was just thinking about that thing DT used to say. Wu returns to his partners. He manipulates an imaginary soap bubble between his hands. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's how you beat the street. I remember. I remember Double Trace saying that. It was while we were living between the red hot nukes and the 162s, crazy ass dwarf anarchists on one side and flesh eating ghouls on the other. Those are the days that you long for? No, no, no. I was just thinking that it's the same now as it was back then. Kind of. His raspy baritone fills the space between you, bridges it. Survive and watch each other's backs. Yeah, I know. Hey, what do you think about the last run? I wasn't there. You kept me out of the bench. On the bench. Okay, let's talk later. Wait, what? Yeah, later would be good. Don't get me wrong. Catching up is nice, but I'm not used to being as social as this. That's one of the reasons why it was so nice to work under Carter. We both appreciated long silences. Sorry, she seemed like a good people, yeah? It's all good. She's gone, and I've accepted that. I guess it's just been a big day, is all. Anyway, good talk. I'll catch up with you later. Yeah, let's go talk to Isabel. Hello, Isabel. What's up? Isabel half turns away from the octopus's main display. She looks up at you, blinking. The memory stick that you acquired from Rhombus has already been slotted into one of the computer's main expansion ports. The cherry red plastic that saves the stick looks slick and wet in the light. You did good back there. The run went well. Her eyes split down the memory stick. We got the stick, the key to my old memories. All I have to do now is slot it. First of all, any thoughts about our last run? Yeah, of course, I've got thoughts. It was my run, right? He pauses for a moment, and thank you for coming with me. Yeah, no problem. Don't know if I called it that. Oh yeah, it was fun, yeah. Don't know if I called it that, but we got what we came for. That's something. Anything else you wanted to know? Yeah, you haven't unlocked your old memories yet? No. Not yet. I mean, I can. It'd be as simple as plugging myself in and tapping a key. My old memories are all mine if I want them. Okay, but you're not sure if you want them. She nods. That's about the shape of it. I'm feeling hesitant about this. It isn't easy, you know, shifting organic memories into hardware storage, wiping the originals and locking them away for safekeeping. That's corporate level mind sculpting. Serious business. While locking your files away was important to you, I got that. Very important. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have let an amateur tinker with my brain in the corner of a derelict shopping mall. Whatever I've got up there, I was desperate to get rid of it. Makes the girl wonder why. Also, why did you keep a copy then? You could just delete it. Oh yeah, would it have been easier for you to have Rhombus just wipe the memories altogether? She blinks. Yes, much easier. Still not without risk, but you didn't do that. You had him move the memories into storage. Why? There's a long pause. Because I knew that one day I might need them. Well, so why are we even talking about this? You've made this decision twice already. Once when you had the memories moved into storage, and again when you took off on that run to get the key. Yeah, you're right. I've already decided what to do. I'm just dragging my feet because I'm afraid. Yeah, you shouldn't let your fear decide what you do. Acknowledge it and move on. Another long pause. Isabel stares at her feet, thinking. Finally, she looks back up at you. You're right. I know that. I knew it before we went to get the code. I just needed to talk through it with someone. Not Gobbet, someone who could take the situation seriously. I needed to talk through it with you. Hey, I'm glad to be of help. Without another word, she pulls a cable from a pile on the floor and slots it into her data jack. The other end disappears into one of the octopus's many brains. Her fingers fly across the octopus's keyboard, rattling off a series of audible clicks. Finally, her thumb hovers over the execute key. Alright, Fizz. Wish me luck. The key depresses with an audible click. Isabel's eyes flutter and her cheeks flush with blood. Oh, oh no, 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 no. She starts shaking her head from side to side, wringing her hands. A progress bar on the octopus's auxiliary monitor slowly climbs. Oh, fuck. You got this. Don't back down now. That's thanks for the tip, and I'm not backing down. It's almost done. Progression bar climbs to 100. Isabel snatches the cable back out of her data jack and covers her eyes with her hands, shivering. She clutches her temples in the palms of her hands. Now I remember why I didn't want these anymore. Bad stuff, huh? That's an understatement. This isn't okay, not at all. I can remember things that happened to friends of mine, to relatives, things that I watched happen. No. You know what? You got this. You're strong, I believe it. Yes, I can. But this is harder than you'd think. Her voice is ragged, raw. These memories are crystal clear. It's like all of this shit happened yesterday. I can remember watching friends die, and I can see their screaming faces just as clearly as I did the day it happened. It's like watching a thrill show, but it's my life and it's real. Okay, focus. Is there anything in there that can help us? She screws her eyes shut in concentration. Beads of sweat hang heavy on her brow. I think so. Yes, it'll take time for me to sift through all of this. She opens her eyes again, looks up at you. I'll hold on to these memories for as long as I can, hopefully long enough to reveal something useful. No promises beyond that, though. Thank you, Isabel. Don't thank me yet. I can still crack in half an hour and lock away the files. She gives you a weak, half smile. Gonna do my best not to, though. One thing that does jump out at me. Rhombus archived some software up here. She taps her temple with a fingernail. Sitting on top of her memories, all wrapped up like a present. Don't know why he did it, but it looks like a combat package. A combat package, you say? She nods weakly. Some sort of basic attack modification. I'll have to study it to be sure, but I think I can use it. Well, that's some good news. Yeah, it's all very exciting, but for now, just give me some space, okay? She turns away, shivering. Like I said, it's going to take time for me to make sense of all this stuff. Okay, sure, I'm gonna get back to you later. She waves you away. Good. Go. Now. Hey, can I talk to you again? As you step into Isabel's cabin, she turns to face you. The desk that she's been working at is a mess. Food wrappers and a computer expansion card lie together in a heap. Isabel herself doesn't look much better. Her eyes are badly bloodshot, and her lips have been drawn into a deep frown. Go back, hey. She shoves a box of assorted mounting screws aside with her foot. What do you need? How are you holding up? Not great. I'll manage. Okay, is there anything I can do for you? I seriously doubt it. I appreciate the offer, though. When I unlocked these old memories, I told you that they were crystal clear, right? Every detail was perfect. Still that way, and I think that it always will be. Why? Because they've been stored as data in an archival format. They're never going to fade. They'll never grow less intense with time. It's like having an eidetic memory. I'm stuck with a perfect record of every shitty thing that I saw and felt during my childhood in hell. It's not an easy thing to live with. Well... why not just lock the memories away when you're not using them? You have a key, just unlock them again when we need them. No, it doesn't work like that. I can't just lock and unlock them whenever I please. There's a period of adjustment after I unlock them. I have to unpack the memories, reconcile them with everything else that's going on in my head. It's disorienting, painful. If I lock these memories away again, it's gonna be for the last time. Until then, I'm gonna have to live with them. So if you've got questions about the walled city, go ahead and ask them. I should be able to give you some answers. Not all the answers, mind you, but something. Okay? Okay, now that you've unlocked your memories then, I do have some questions about the walled city. She runs the tip of her tongue over her lips and nods. A look of fierce determination seizes her. Go on, ask me a question. I'm ready. How did you get out of there when you were a kid? How did you escape? He heaves a sigh. God, let me out. Oh, and how did she manage that? The avatar raises a hand. Well, that's not the avatar, that's her. Go ahead and ask her. I'm sure that she'll be happy to brag about it, but I think that we have more pressing matters to discuss. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. Good, because I've had enough for one day. I'm tired. Reliving this stuff is exhausting. Come back later if you want. I have had more time to unpack this stuff by 10. By then. But until then, please give me some space. Okay.